Hey guys, thank you for visiting my channel. My name is Kendra, aka Miss K. I'm a medical assistant instructor. And as you can see by the video, I'm going to be talking about becoming a medical assistant in 2024. Now, it is the end of January at the time that I'm recording this video, the end of January 2024. And you may have decided last year that, okay, I want to do something different in 2024. I want to get on a new career path. How do I do that? How do I become a medical assistant is maybe what you're asking yourself. And so let me just say that things are a lot different today than what they were when I first became a medical assistant. Today, there's so many different options. There's online schools, there's online, there's a hybrid, meaning one half of the class is online, the other half is in person. Maybe you'll go into the classroom a couple days a week, the other days are online. So there's so many different options. Personally, if your medical assistant class is solely online, I don't recommend it because of the fact that clinical medical assistants, you need to learn your clinical skills. Now, I do know of people who have gone to school for medical assistant online and didn't get any clinical skills at all, and it's not good. A lot of them have been struggling to find jobs. A lot of them have been struggling to find externship sites where you get your hours where you're working. It's a part of your schooling. You're working in the actual office, but you're not getting paid. You're getting working hours, okay? You're getting training hours, okay? So I do not recommend schools that do not have any clinical portion to them. So the very first thing you want to do is call around. You want to search medical assistant schools in your area and ask them about their programs. If they have a hybrid option, that's actually good because then you can go online for your lecture portion. And when I say lecture portion, I mean that's the portion where you're getting your lesson. So basically you'll be learning about the body systems and different things like that, okay? These diseases and disorders and administrative stuff, everything you need to know, right? And then the in-person portion is where you learn your clinical skills, is where you learn how to draw blood and do EKGs, give injections, and assist with minor surgery and things like that. So when you call the schools and they have the hybrid option and that's what you want, go for it. And then you may be someone who likes the traditional way, like you don't want to do online at all. You want to be in the classroom. You're more of a visual and auditory learner, like meaning you need to hear and see at the same time. You're both, right? And so you may prefer a traditional classroom. So it's just going to start with you just calling around to schools in your area, find out what type of program they offer, okay? Then the next thing you want to ask them is, how much is this program going to cost me, okay? Find out what the tuition is, and also find out if they accept financial aid and if this is something they can assist you with or if you're on your own, okay? Some schools accept financial aid and they'll help you apply. Some schools, they may have you actually pay out of pocket and put you on a payment plan. So you definitely want to find that out. And now that I'm talking about the cost, one thing I do recommend doing first is searching for maybe if you're a person who maybe you don't necessarily have the money to pay for school, and you want to see if there's other options first before applying for financial aid, search for workforce development programs in your area, okay? Workforce development programs in your area, and see if there are any programs in your area. Call them and ask if they offer medical assistant, because what I'm finding out is that more and more cities are offering free medical assistant classes. So the program that I currently work for is a workforce development program. I thought that was just something that was in DC until I started talking to other people and learning like this is something that they do in other states. It's not everywhere, but there are certain cities that offer workforce development. So that's an option. Because if you can go for free, by all means, go for it, okay? So you're gonna find out about the cost. Well, first of all, you're gonna search for workforce development programs. You're gonna find out about the costs, right? If they accept financial aid. Another thing you wanna ask them, you're gonna ask them how their classes are set up. Is it hybrid? Is it traditional? All the classes are just strictly in the classroom, right? And you also want to find out what certification they offer. So there's 3 certifications. I'm not going to go into detail here because I have several videos on them, but you want to find out if they offer the CMA, which is Certified Medical Assistant, the CCMA, Certified Clinical Medical Assistant, or RMA, Registered Medical Assistant, you can ask that because, and the reason why I say this is something that you do want to ask, because they all have different criteria. They have different eligibility requirements for each one. So you just want to make sure that you are eligible, sorry. For an example, I had a student who, she was set to take the RMA, Registered Medical Assistant exam, but she had a felony for some things she did way back in her past, right? And so she wasn't able to take that exam. And I don't know if that's still a rule now with the RMA, but back then it was. So you just want to make sure you're eligible to take the certification that the school offers. Another thing you want to find out is if they require an externship to complete the program. And if they do, find out if they will assign you one or if you'll need to do it yourself, okay? So these are just some of the questions that you want to ask when you're looking for medical assistant schools. It's just about searching in your area, and then look online, after you've talked to them, look online to see what people are saying about them. Now, granted, I know of some good places that have bad reviews. So if you see one or two, there's no way to satisfy everybody. So sometimes you got to kind of talk to people. Maybe you know somebody that went to the school, or they know somebody that knows somebody. Get their opinion, because sometimes searching online, I know I've experienced loving a place and then I look at the reviews online and they're not so great. So just kind of find out for yourself. Look up reviews on YouTube. I'm big on YouTube and looking up videos to see if this place has a YouTube channel and looking at actual videos that they're posting, so I could see how it actually looks versus just looking at pictures online. So you can see if they have a YouTube channel, see if there's anybody online talking about the school, right? Giving their review of the school. So you want to do those things. So I hope that this helps. And one last thing I do want to add is I want you to just search within yourself and just make sure that this is something that you really want to do. Make sure that you really have a heart for people. Make sure that you truly have a heart for helping people and you truly have a heart for healthcare, because you're going to be dealing with, people's lives. You're going to be dealing with sick patients. You're going to be dealing with irritated patients and just sad patients, right? You're going to be dealing with so much. So I really want you to really ask yourself, am I empathetic? Am I compassionate? Am I a people person, right? You know you more than anybody. So I really want you to ask yourself that, okay? And also, I want you to also know what you'll be getting yourself into when you come into the medical assistant field. So when you go to school, everything that you learn, you're going to be learning on each other. Now, I've gotten students who came to class and didn't realize that they learned everything on each other, but how else will you learn? So when you're learning how to check blood pressure and do other vital signs, you're learning how to draw blood and give injections and things like that. You guys will be doing it on each other. When you're learning how to do urine tests like urinalysis and urine pregnancy tests, you guys are going to be testing each other's urine, right? I'm just trying to keep it real, just so you can know what you're getting into when you come to school, right? Also, you might have a lot of work. You might have a lot of homework. So if you're somebody that works, you want to make sure if you work during the day, you can find an evening class. So if you work in the evening, you find a daytime class, right? And one thing I did forget to mention earlier is that you want to also find out how long the program is, okay? Because you got some programs that go anywhere from 6 or 7 months to a year. And then you have more condensed programs where you could become a medical assistant in 10 to 12 weeks. Now, the pros to those short programs is that you can get it out the way, but the con is that you get a lot of work in a short amount of time because everything is condensed, right? Now, when you go to a traditional program that's like 6 months or more, then, the con, of course, is that that's 6 or more months of your life that you're in school, but everything is paced, right? Every month you go to a different subject, or every module you go to a different subject, okay? So you do want to find out how long the program is, and then you want to just set a schedule for your study time, set a schedule for your homework and things like that. These are all the things that you want to consider before even going to school, okay? Because especially if you have kids, if you work full time, it's going to be an adjustment. And I feel like it is worth it, but I just want to make sure that you understand that this is what you're getting into. And I know some of you have been out of school for a long time. I've had patients that have been out of school for years. I mean, the oldest patient I've ever had was maybe, I know for a fact 60s, but I think one of the guys I'm thinking about from years ago, he may have been 70. but I know at least 60s has been the oldest patient that I've had. So I just shared it to say that I've had people from all walks, from straight out of high school, right, fresh out, 17. I've had 17-year-olds, hadn't even turned 18 yet, all the way up to 60s, maybe 70, right? I had one lady, she was in the federal government working for 20 years and had retired and decided to come to school for medical assistance. So I just shared it to say that, you know, if you are somebody that's been out of school for a long time, I get that question a lot. Am I too old to become a medical assistant? I just want to tell you, you are not too old. As long as you're alive, you are not too old to start over, okay? So if I think of anything else, I'll do a part 2. I think that's it for now. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. My email will be down below as well. Also, my link to schedule a one-on-one, that's bookwithmissk.com. That session is for anyone who needs help with certification, who is in school, maybe struggling, needs some tutoring. Maybe you need resume and cover letter services for medical assistants, okay? I had somebody needing a session for a resume and cover letter outside of medical assistant, just medical assistant students, okay? Also, if you just need some encouragement and advice on your journey, that session is also for you. So hope that this was helpful. Thank you again for visiting my channel. Be blessed.